Hey everybody, Becky Sampson here, and I am the night before my tummy tuck surgery, and I wanted to go over really quickly for anyone that is planning on doing this surgery someday. I just wanted to kind of give you, with all the research that I've done and with everything that's been told and what I've done on YouTube and from the doctors and the nurses and friends and more friends, I wanted to kind of go over some of the things that have been recommended to do a list. And I will type these things up at some point and put them on the website, because I know for me it was really important that because I'm not going to be able to really move a whole lot the next couple of days. And some of these things are things that I've chosen to include in it, and some of the things that have been told to me. So anyway, this right here, I've got my little surgical little bag that I'm going to be taking to surgery with my clothes. One of the things that they say when you're coming out of surgery is to have really baggy pants because you're so swollen, and then also a zip up. I'm not doing a breast augmentation, but for some people that have breast augmentations, it's been recommended that you have a zip up so you don't have to go over your head or anything. But tomorrow I have chosen to wear, my really good friend made me this little jersey. Hopefully I can show it to everybody. But it's a really big shirt. And so I thought, how appropriate. I'm going to go ahead and put my jersey on, my Harley Davidson jersey. Becky 11, as you guys all know, 11 is like my favorite number of all time. I've got my little socks to keep my little toes warm. I've got all my medications, which I don't need to take to the appointment with me. They'll go ahead and give me the drugs that they need to. Baby aspirin is something that they put you on after the surgery. Okay, I'm so freaking nervous about this, but I have to give myself these injections. I don't even know what they are for. I don't know, but I have to give them to myself. Hold on.
Found it.
So, then the next thing they say that you should have is just tape, surgical tape, because you have to be able to put gauze and things like that onto the wound because it leaks blood and things. But what I'm going to do is, if you can see over here, I have a whole bunch of Maxi Pads because they absorb blood. So I'm going to use the Maxi Pads and then tape them on. We'll see how that works. I've got some extra clothes here that are really loose pajama type things that I will be doing. I love this. Check this bad boy out. You know, this has a little finger right here. And it's so that when I'm sitting in my chair, right here, that I'm going to do a little extender. I gotta get this fixed before the night. So that when people come to see me, I can push the little button and say, come on in. Anyway, that's what that's for. Granny panties is what these are called. And they're very stretchy. They're not the cotton kind. They're actually the really stretchy tight ones, because the compression, I'll be wearing a compression belt anyway, but those help compress even more, you know, the lower abdomen and things like that. So duct tape, only because my dad said never to go anywhere. I grew up at a summer camp, anywhere without duct tape. I've got a couple of adhesive. I don't know if I'm going to use those. They're kind of old. We've got a back scratcher, so if anything itches other than my wound, I will be doing that. I've got my brush, so I can brush my hair, which I need to go get some. I have long hair, as most people know, so I need to go get some bands to put my hair up. This is something that was recommended to me by somebody. Oops, I don't know if you can see it. So it's peppermint oil to help with nausea before you go under. You do peppermint oil and ginger oil, which I never did get the ginger oil, but hopefully it will work doing just the peppermint oil. This is a friend of mine. I'm going to try turning on this light here. So hopefully that will work a little bit better. This is a dear, dear friend of mine. Marisol is Marilyn Harris is a friend of mine that owns this company, and last week I went and visited her, and she goes, Becky, you've got to use this on your skin, the Scar and Stretch Mark Cream. And I think you can just go to marisol.com and get it. So skin relief support and scar stretch mark. And she said immediately, you know, right after surgery, I'm going to have to kind of play that by ear because the surgeon says not to put anything on it. She's like, you got to put it on there immediately because it's amazing what it does to the body and helps with the scarring and healing the wound. So anyway, I'm going to use those. This is my little cowbell. And this is so if I need to get, for some reason, can't get a hold of my mother with the cell phone or something, I can just ring the bell and she can hear me. Q-tips to keep my ears nice and clean, or to maybe deal with the wounds and things like that. This is like a little lanyard. So when I take showers, one of the things that's recommended is when you take a shower to be able to put that around your neck and then hold your drain tubes. So typically you have the drain tubes in for 2 weeks from what I can tell. And but you do shower on day 3 or 4. And so I do need to be able to hold those up so that I can keep those dry as much as I can. Dental floss because I love to keep my teeth clean. Oh dear. And I need this before you go into surgery. They actually recommend that you shower and then scrub your belly and, you know, the whole part of the body that's going to be open with this stuff that I just got at the store. And they usually have it on the list. Hydrogen peroxide to clean out the wounds. This little eye patch thing so I can sleep if I need to sleep during the day because it gets kind of bright in here. Some more gauze. Let's see. I've got gloves, so I keep everything nice and clean. This is something else too that a lot of them recommend is Dockless, I think it is, Dockless or whatever it is. It is a stool softener, and I've also been recommended prunes before you go in because that is one of the biggest problems that people have is the constipation because of the anesthesia. It gets you constipated, and especially when you've got a wound around the bottom part of your body and such a big wound, you don't want to be constipated to, you know, and that's a huge issue that a lot of people do. And of course I'll be reporting on all of that stuff and what works and what doesn't work. Cotton balls, if there's anything like the rubbing alcohol that I need to put on. This is a, we just happen to have one just because my grandmother had one. But anyway, this is an Oximeter. So it checks your oxygen. You put your little finger in there. And I think the doctor's office or the nurse will give us one tomorrow, but we have one anyway. And then just lip balm to keep that if I need to use anything on my lips. Coconut oil. Okay, can I just tell you, I have used this coconut oil. One of the main reasons why I'm doing this surgery is because for 6 years I've had an open wound underneath my skin that's flapped over, and it's been very itchy and it's been very sore, and almost every day it bleeds. And in order for me to have the surgery, I had to clear that up as much as I could. And I used a lot of different products, a lot of different things, oils, all kinds of things. And finally, in medicine they gave me, nothing cleared it up, but just coconut oil. I just put straight coconut oil over it for like 3 or 4 days. And I also got off dairy, took some probiotics. All of those things made a huge difference in clearing up this infection and this open wound so that I could get myself ready for surgery. Of course, gum, if I want it. I don't know. Dial, it's just an antibacterial. It's really important that you keep your space really clean. So people that come in need to wash their hands. You need to keep your hands clean as you're, you know, getting anywhere near the wound. There's my little prunes that I bought today. Lovely. And I get wipes because you can't take a shower for a few days. So I want to stay nice and fresh. And I decided to get the poo kind, which is kind of fun. Let's see, that's everything on the bed. Oh, lots and lots of pillows. So as many pillows as you can find. They say that those are invaluable. Obviously, I won't be sleeping in the bed for probably a week from what I could tell. Of course, I'll be updating you on all of this stuff as I'm experiencing it. But it's mainly because my incision is going to go from all the way from the front all the way to the very back. It's called an extended tummy tuck because it's for weight loss, not necessarily for having children or anything like that. Here's my big pillow and big chair where I'm going to basically sleep for the next few days. And I brought in my body pillow that's nice and soft. That may or may not work. I don't know. And then I thought of this is be kind of like a little pillow to rest my head either way, so I don't get all cramped. I have my diffuser. I'm really into essential oils, and I love doing things a natural way, so I thought I'll bring my diffuser in and make sure I have healing oils always in my space. I got the easy button because I always believe
that was easy.
It's as easy or as hard as you make it. And then I've got my little turtle that just says easy does it, you know, just slow and steady, and then be the change. So I really believe too that our environment makes a huge difference when it comes to our healing. And so I've got, you know, the salt there that's a very healing, has a lot of the healing energy, and some of the things that I've that mean something to me and bring joy. Those little flowers over here, those were my grandmother's that passed away just a few months ago. And actually there's quite a bit in this room that are my grandmother's, but I thought I just wanted her close to me. This is actually the blanket that we used with her on the bed. We covered her every day when she lived in this home for about 2.5 years till she passed away. So I totally want to be with her. Those are her flowers right there. Of course, I got my little angels with the little angels there. And of course, the TV to keep me posted. That's my grandmother. There's my sweet pea Grammy. She's awesome. And then this is one of her paintings that she painted many years ago. And this is a drawing that my mother did of my grandmother, because both my grandmother and my mother are amazing artists. Okay, so down here, something that also was researched everywhere is like have lots of towels, obviously to clean up and to keep things clean, and you know there's going to be some blood that come. I've got my contacts, for my contacts there, lotion if I want a little foot massage, and all my oils. Coloring book. You know, this was a girlfriend of mine that's the nurse, Marilyn Rose. She's been coaching me, and she called me yesterday and left a message, and she goes, Becky, you need coloring books. So we're gonna have, and it's so cool. It's like, it's all really cool stuff, you know. But I used to love to color when I was a kid, and I'm not as great of an artist as my mother and my grandmother, but I do most of my art online because I'm a graphic designer. So I'm looking forward to, so there's got to be some kind of connection from coloring and healing that I don't know of, but I got my little coloring book. And then they always say too, I mean, a lot of this stuff I'm going to be keeping in this chest of drawers, but they say to really have kind of like a medicine cabinet next to you, so you know everything's kind of close. I've got a little TV tray, so if I want to work on the computer or write or something. A lot of people say you're just not going to feel like doing anything, just vegging out. Of course, a garbage can. And then something I thought of earlier is a laundry basket. So for dirty towels and things like that. And I'm just going to put it in the closet that we cleared out. And then I just have some just big oversized shirts. These are all my fat shirts when I was quite overweight. So they have plenty of room and things like that. But then I'll just put my laundry in there. So anyway, that's pretty much it. They also mention that you'll want a walker because you'll need to walk 3 times a day just to keep the blood flowing, because one of the biggest complications that they have with this type of surgery is blood clotting. And to avoid that from happening, I'm going to be having compression devices on my legs, but also to keep you going, just to walk, to get that blood going. And so you want a walker, and then also one of those seats that you put in a shower